Hi, and welcome to SMPS Foundation Television. I'm Scott Butcher, and I'm here with William Bill Long, who is the president of the SMPS Foundation, at least for another month or so, right, Bill?
Yeah, counting down the days, about 40 days left in the term.
Okay. How long have you been active with the foundation?
Been involved for, just completed my second term on the foundation, going to do 2 more years, so I plan to max it out with the foundation with my 6-year term.
Great.
In total.
Right. So this has been an interesting year for the foundation. What are some of the things that's been accomplished?
It has been a real interesting year, and like any type of organization, I think we have good leaders. You have a base to build on, and you continue that. And I think we had a really good base to build on with the foundation that we continued forward on a lot of themes, and I think it's going to continue forward in your term as well. But there's a number of things we did this year. I think we're very successful. As you know, we had the white paper series for a number of years, and it evolved last year into a publication you were intimately involved in, and that resulted in a book that had 29 researchers from the society involved in that really looked at the decade ahead in terms of business development. That particular initiative really has gotten our name out there, has really raised our visibility, not only within SMPS and our chapters and with our members, but also externally to peer organizations and the industry as a whole, with getting some nice coverage in ENR in that particular thing, as well as presenting to some of our peer organizations the findings from that. So that was one of the things over the past year that we really took off with and really had some great success with.
And you were also able to get deeply into many chapters across the country with the content?
We have. We've been able to present it to a number of chapters around the country, displaying the findings that we had from the book, as well as to a number of regional conferences as well. These sessions have been, not only have they gotten great reviews, they've been well attended. It's been information that individuals have been able to take back to their office and really implement at their firms. And it's great because part of what we want to do in the foundation is really delve into research on how we can help our members, how we can help our member firms get more work. And if we know certain things like the book pointed out in terms of what the owner's decision-making traits are, if we know that type of thing, we're better at our job. And so that's good. And I feel good that the foundation's able to help in that regard.
Great. What are some of the other projects the foundation's been working on?
Well, another one that we've had in the recent past was the think tanks. We had about 4 or 5 of them over the last few years. We decided to re-engineer that a little bit, and based on some suggestions we got from a number of industry leaders with our senior leadership advisory group that we have with the foundation, we came up with a couple topics, one of which we thought would fit well into the think tank re-engineered format. And the topic is getting to go. It's basically, there's a lot of projects out in the marketplace that have been initiated, that have been thought about, but really haven't gotten to the point of moving. And it's more than a financial issue. So we thought that particular issue is something we could explore at a day-long conference. Rather than calling it a think tank, we're actually calling it an innovation workshop, because not only are we going to learn from existing owners that had problems that were able to solve them in a creative and innovative way to get their project moving forward, we're then going to talk in small group discussion and develop some solutions to some somewhat common problems that we have, and hopefully be able to implement it and help not only our firms but our clients move their projects forward. So it's another initiative that I'm really proud of, looking forward to. That's going to be held this September in Chicago.
Okay, so attendees there will not only learn, they will also help solve.
That's exactly right. That's a fair statement. And not only solve at that session, but take it back and hopefully solve for some other projects as well.
How does the foundation get its financial support?
Well, we are a 501c3 organization, which means we're a nonprofit. We're totally funded based on donations, and those donations come from a variety of sources. SMPS members, they will support us. Either we have at the end of the year a little drive that we have to raise some funds, but also when they renew their membership, they have the option of actually checking off a box and donate to the foundation that way. We also get some funding from corporate sponsors, not as many, but we do get some funding in that regard. The largest chunk of our funds, though, come from our chapters. Our chapters have been great supporters. Over 30 of our chapters this past year donated to the SMPS Foundation in varying amounts, and really made up a large portion of our budget this year. We really appreciate their support. And in return, hopefully we provide them with a service such as the book and the findings, and going to their members and talking about that. So.
Absolutely. And we're at Build Business right now in San Antonio, and the foundation has some programs happening this session, right?
There is. One thing we did this year, and again, one of the topics that was identified, was qualifications-based selection. One, what are owners looking for in that process? How do we differentiate ourselves? But also, once they get a project that are selected that way, are the results different, better? How do they equate to fee-based selection? So we actually partnered with McGraw-Hill and a couple peer organizations, AIA and DBIA, Design Build Institute of America. And we're doing a smart market report in conjunction with McGraw-Hill. That survey went out, they had talked to over 100 owners to ask these questions. And they came up with the research, they developed the report. The report's actually going to be unveiled here at the conference. And Steve Jones with McGraw-Hill is going to be presenting it on Thursday of this week, the findings of that. And that report will be available to our members as well.
Okay, excellent. Excellent. And there's a fundraising event?
There is a fundraising event here at the conference. Every year we try to do something to raise some funds for the organization, for the foundation. This year, for those of you familiar with San Antonio, you have the famous Riverwalk. And there are actually some party boats on the river. And we've actually rented 2 of those. That we're going to have 2 groups of SMPS members going on the boats, heading out and actually stopping twice and touring some facilities, one that was recently completed, another one that's just finishing up construction, and actually having some food and drink at each of those stops. So it's an evening-long event that we're looking forward to, and it's going to raise a couple of bucks for the foundation.
Excellent,
as well.
excellent. So your term as president is nearing the end, but not your time with the foundation. So what do you envision moving forward? How are you going to be engaged with the SMPS Foundation?
I'm looking forward to just getting involved with some specific tasks. As I mentioned earlier, I have a 2-year term still remaining, and this is the first year of it coming up. So I'll be past president on your board, and then just a board member at large the following year. But there's a couple of tasks I want to get involved in. A few years ago, back in 2007, the foundation actually did a fellow survey, reaching out to the 100 or so SMPS fellows, and just to look at their trends that they feel are happening in the marketplace and in the AEC marketing and professional services space. And we're going to reinstitute that this year, go a little more in depth and reach out to our fellows. We have a great group of thought leaders in that group. We want to tap into that, create this little research report and get it out to our members. I think it's going to be valuable information from some very influential individuals in our industry. So I'm going to get involved in that. As you know, you and I have heavily been involved with the seller-doer model and how that's really impacting our industry of late. And the foundation is also getting involved in that. We're going to be looking at a couple of activities that are going to involve that in terms of research, and I plan on staying involved with that as
Excellent.
well. So there's a couple tasks I envision for the next 12 months.
Absolutely. Well, that's great. Well, Bill, we're glad that you're sticking around with the foundation for another 2 years, and thank you so much for your service as president this past year.
Thank you, Scott. I look forward to your year as president. It's gonna be a good
Absolutely.
one.
Look forward
Thank
to
you.
it. Thank you.